And we are underway here. The 13-14 girls 500-yard freestyle here at the 2020 Mid-States 14 and Under All-Star Championship, sponsored by Speedo. This is heat 1 of 3 in the 13-14 girls 500-yard freestyle. Lane 1, lane assignments. Lane 1, we've got Natalie Brindley, 14-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 2, Emily Hoekstra, 14-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 3 is Justice Beard, 14-year-old from Team Michigan, or Team Kentucky, rather. Lane 4 is Savannah Acker, 14-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 5 is Ruthie Pavelski, 14-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 6 is Kate Seidenfaden, the 13-year-old from Team Kentucky. Lane 7, Lou Elye, 14-year-old from Team Kentucky. And in Lane 8, Bryn Conrad, the 14-year-old from Team Ohio. Meet record in this event, 4:57.85, and we're through the first 200 yards here in Heat 1.
Remember, this is a time final event. Unlike the 1650, the athletes are actually swimming within their age groups. They're swimming 13-14s and 11-12s. 3 heats of each age and gender. So in the 1650, they swam combined and scored separately. Here, they're actually swimming within their age groups. It is a time final event, so any athlete in the 3 heats can place top 16, and top 16 does score. So there's a lot of incentive, and we've seen some of the heats actually events won out of heat number 2. And a lot of the athletes in heat 1 are placing in top 16 for their teams, their LSC championship teams.
So through 300 yards here, lane 6 is Kate Seidenfaden with the lead, 3:12.49 through 300 yards.
There's been a lot of time drops throughout the weekend for all teams. Kate Seidenfaden, 13-year-old, came in with a time of 5:22.80.
Moved by the swimmer in lane 3 here from Team Kentucky, Justice Beard.
So we're looking for the athletes to try to break that 5:20 mark here in heat number 1.
When the swimmers reach the starting block end this time, there'll be 100 yards left in this race. First heat here, 13-14 girls 500-yard freestyle. Looks like that Beard may have actually taken over the lead here in lane 3.
Beard really worked under stroke tempo on that. She's 4:18 at the 400. Kind of has almost a sprint breath, the way technique-wise. She takes a real quick breath out of her left side. Keeps her elbows high and her body position high. She does bilateral breathe. Keeps the same type of breathing style on both sides. Probably helps her free up her shoulders and get on top of it.
The bell for Beard.
She splits a 31.52 on that split.
Battle for second, lane 6 and 7 here. You got Seidenfaden and Elye. Justice Beard will win this opening heat in a time of 5:19.86. And second place is going to be Elye, 5:22.38.
So going under 5 minutes is a huge goal, and that's what the meet record shows. Caroline Burkle at 2002 national team member from Kentucky, 4:57.85.
Heat 2, lane 1, we have Ashlyn Denton, 13-year-old from Team Minnesota. Lane 2, Anna Wheel, 14-year-old from Team Indiana. Lane 3, Beatrice Stewart, 13-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 4, Kennedy Rainwater, 13-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 5, Ashlyn Moore, 14-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 6, Alyssa Street, 13-year-old from Team Indiana. And lane 7, Anna Farley, 14-year-old from Team Minnesota. And lane 8, Megan Wiedeking, 13-year-old from Team Kentucky. This is a 20 lap race.
Ashlyn Moore was the champion in the 1650 freestyle from Ohio, taking control of the second heat of the 500 freestyles. .72 for Ashlyn. I remember she was really holding very consistent all the way through all the 3 500s leading up to the 150 sprint at the end of the 1650, really holding strong splits all the way through the race, very consistent. She's very efficient. She doesn't give you the impression she's going 30-point, but that efficiency means she's going to have a lot left at the end of her race. Be able to bring down the splits at the end, hopefully. 159.23 is her split at the 200. She's right at a 31.1, about a full second ahead of the field each 50. She can hold right in that 31.1 range. Her seed time coming in only has her at a 5:16.16. I think she was probably out that fast at her 1650 yesterday. Again, 2 days of racing competition. Some smart races at the end does pay off. Halfway point, 31.3 for Ashlyn. Over in lane number 2, looks like Anna Wheel from Indiana is in second.
Yeah, slightly ahead of lane 4 here. That's Rainwater.
.300 mark. Ashlyn Moore, your leader, 3:01.65. Actually brought her split back down to 31.09 there. You see her starting to increase her tempo right at the back half. When she hit 250, started just to build a little bit stronger. Keeps it consistent, though. Doesn't try to do it all in one jump. And a wheel again in second at the top of your screen in lane 2.
And a 3-way battle. Actually, it's about a 5-way battle for third behind Wheel.
31.3 for Ashlyn Moore. It looks like Anna Wheel just keeping it consistent at 32.5. Watch Alyssa Street here in lane 6. She's put a 31.73. She's making a move. Watching the scoreboard to kind of keep an eye on race strategies across the field.
100 yards left for your leader, Ashlyn Moore, in lane 5.
31.66 on that split. Might have a race here between the two Indiana girls, Anna Wheel and Alyssa Street here.
Wheel in 2 and Street is in 6.
Street splits at 31.95. So she's making a strong move here at the end of the 500. Closing speed for your leader, Ashlyn Moore. She's going to get the bell lap. She's not going to get the bell lap. A little late.
A little late on the bell. She's got a lap counter, though.
Yeah. Hit her over the head with the lap counter if she didn't remember. Tough race going on here for second. Looks like Alyssa Street has moved into second now with a 31.69. Ashlyn Moore, 30.8. It's going to be low 5 minutes here. Nice closing speed here for Ashlyn Moore.
Let's see what the winning time will be for Ashlyn Moore. Might be a time that we'll keep our eye on the next heat. 5:05.04.
Let's put a 29.54 there.
In that battle for second here to the wall, looks like lane 6. Street's going to get it. 5:16.99 for her to 5:17.32 for Wheel. And that'll bring us to heat 3 now. 13-14 girls 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Ella Roberson, 13-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 2 is Rachel Dildine, 14-year-old from Team Indiana. Lane 3 is Nalini Cortez, 14-year-old from Team Indiana. Lane 4 is Natalie Tabar, 14-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 5 is Sienna Nitke, a 13-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 6 is Erica Schraver, 14-year-old from Team Minnesota. Lane 7, Samantha Clifford, 14-year-old from Team Michigan. And lane 8, Isabella Satterley, 13-year-old from Team Minnesota. Again, the meet record 4:57.85.
Natalie Cortez out strong. Her teammate to her right, Rachel Dildine's had a good meet. It's going to take under 5:05 to win the event. Let's see how this heat approaches the first 200. Can they be right under that 2-minute mark at the 200, but comfortable enough to bring the race home strong? Cortez is very aggressive in her racing. Cortez in 3, Dildine in 2. Rachel Dildine actually the fastest split there at a 30.66. Nalini breathes out of her right side, so does Rachel. So different perspectives each 25 of where their competition is. Again, patience here is the key. Race strategy. Try to even split or negative split those 250s maybe.
So we hit the 200-yard mark here with Cortez leading in lane 3.
Cortez back to the fastest split, 30.86, 159s. Key going that 5:05 here is in the middle of the 500, that 300 to 400 mark. You got to maintain your splits. They know what they're shooting for. That's an advantage for all the young ladies in this heat. They know what the mark is. Natalie Cortez, 30.84, 230 at the halfway point. Coach is still cheering them on here at the end. Coming strong in the middle of the pool, that's lane number 4. That's Natalie Tabar from Michigan.
She had the fastest entered time, so we'll see if she does begin to make a move here on the back half.
31.38 for Natalie Cortez, 31.66 for Rachel Dildine, and Natalie Tabar, 31.88. One of the fastest splits goes to Sienna Nitke from Wisconsin at a 31.62. A lot of swimmers really making their move in the middle part of this swim. Natalie Cortez still keeping her stroke rate consistent, racing hard.
A little more than a body length lead over Dildine, who's just above her in lane 2.
Cortez hanging tough, 30.91. Dildine, 31.64. One thing that Ashlyn Moore had was a really strong closing last 100, splitting 29 on her last 50. Closing speed made a difference there.
100 yards to go. The starting block this time for Nalini Cortez, the leader from Team Indiana.
31.41, 4:03.91 for Natalie Cortez. She's going to have to come home pretty close to 00 on her last 100, so she's going to have some good closing speed to take away the 5:05.
5:05.04 is time to beat by Ashlyn Moore, previous heat.
Natalie still looking strong.
Bell lap.
He actually rang the bell. 31.58. She's going to have to be under 30 seconds here to be able to go 5:05.
Really adding in that kick now.
She's going to need it. Got to hit this wall. Looks like she's picked up the pace. We're at 5 minutes
Gonna
right
be
there.
really close.
Can she get it?
Comes in and yes, 5:03.54 for Nalini Cortez to take the win. The 13-14 girls 500-yard freestyle. Great close there.
28:05, I guess so.
To win the event. Second place, 5:08.80 to Rachel Dildine in the heat there. But Ashley Moore will be second overall from the second heat. 13-14 boys now, 500-yard freestyle. Heat 1. In lane 1, it's time final. In lane 1, Ethan LeBounty, 14-year-old from Team Minnesota. Lane 2, Philip Zavaronkov, 13-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 3 is Spencer Stolutka, a 14-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 4, Thomas Mercer, 13-year-old Team Kentucky. Lane 5, Finley Conklin, 13-year-old Team Wisconsin. Lane 6, Logan Atkinson, 14-year-old Team Minnesota. And lane 7, Tucker Holmes, the 14-year-old from Team Minnesota. Lane 8 open.
Tough meet record again. Carson Foster from Ohio set some tough records back in 2016. 4:41.97. You got to be ready to swim at the end of the meet. As we've called it numerous times, nothing brings it home better, a meet closure, than a relay at the end. You see those 400 freestyle relays that we close so many meets out, and how they can still step up and race hard at the end of a meet.
Leading through the first 100 here is Mercer in lane 4.
Again, this is a 13-14 age group. We're not swimming combined age groups as we did in the 1650. So the boys 13-14s are racing against themselves. In the mile, we swam together and scored separately. Helps eliminate a heat sometimes. Gives you faster competition to race against as well. Your leader, Thomas Mercer, looks pretty relaxed on the way out right now. 30.72 on that split.
Mercer leading in lane 4. Second place right now in lane 2 is Zavaronkov from Team Michigan. We're through 200 yards.
See if some of these young gentlemen in this first heat can get down to that 5:05 mark, low 5 minutes. Coming up on the 300 here, your leader, Thomas Mercer at 3:01.54.59.
Second place continuing to be Philip Zavaronkov in lane 2.
Thomas Mercer still with a 30.93. He's got the fastest splits in the pool right now. He's the fastest swimmer in the pool. Starting to build the back half of his race strong. Shooting for that 5:05 mark.
Mercer will have 100 yards left when he reaches the starting block end. Here, heat 1, 13-14 boys, 500-yard freestyle.
Again, bringing his splits down, 30.24. He may be looking more at a 5:01 here. See if he can close out this last 50. Under 30 seconds. Really feeling his stroke rhythm here. Has not broken stroke all the way through the 500.
Here's the bell for Mercer.
30.84 for Thomas Mercer.
Thomas Mercer will win the opening heat. He'll set the time to beat for the remaining 2 heats, 13-14 boys 500-yard freestyle. For Mercer, the winning time is going to be 5:03.80. And second place will go to Philip Zavorankov in a time of 5:09.23. Getting third was Finley Conklin in a time of 5:12.95. Heat 2 up now. In lane 1, Jason Zhao, 13-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 2 is Mason Brunn, 14-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 3, Benjamin Davis, 13-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 4, Tristan Prisler, 14-year-old Team Ohio. Lane 5, Cole Bray, 14-year-old Team Kentucky. Lane 6 is Leon Dos Remedios, 14-year-old from Team Kentucky. Lane 7, Preston Smith, the 14-year-old from Team Michigan. And in lane 8, Elijah Host, 14-year-old from Team Kentucky.
So 7 out of 8 athletes seated in Heat 2 are all under 5 minutes on their seed times coming in. So we're expecting to see these young gentlemen out somewhere around the 155 to 156 range at the 200.
Early lead in lane 3, Davis from Ohio.
Again, meet record 441.97. Having a nice getting to the race is also Mason Broom. He's 29.61 at the last 50 split. It's all Thomas Mercer, Heat 1, being very relaxed and controlled on the way out in his race.
200 yards here. Benjamin Davis, lane 3, Team Ohio still leading. Ahead of Mason Brunn from Wisconsin.
153.39, 29.93 for your leader, Benjamin Davis. He comes in with a seed time of 4:54.77. Now building through the back half of the race down here in lane number 7 is Preston Smith from Michigan. Let's check out his split
in
here.
Third place.
Yeah, now he is. 225.65. He's right there. 29.75. He's actually the fastest split in the pool. So different race strategies. Let's see how he can build through this last half of the race. Still Benjamin Davis, but a good second or two. See if these guys make up any ground.
Battle for second here. You've got Brunn in 2 and Smith in 7.
Davis with the fastest split there at a 30.39. At the 300, he's your leader, 253.58. Still holding way under that 5-minute mark, closer to the 4:55. Inching ever so close here is Preston Smith.
Smith looks like he's into second place now in lane 7.
Yeah, but Benjamin Davis still splitting him by 3/100ths of a second. Benjamin Davis seems to be working his walls and keeping his lead off his walls. Goal is to try to get within the flags. You know, if you can see your competition inside the flags and you're right there from
100 yards to go for Benjamin Davis, lane 3.
He's 30.41. Having a good back half also. Leon dos Remedios from Kentucky.
So Benjamin Davis should hear the bell this time on the flip turn. There it is. And we may have a battle for second before this is over. As Tony said, Dos Remedios putting the pressure on Preston Smith.
He's got the best closing speed right now. But Davis is going to take the heat and set the standard to beat here with 1 heat left. Oh, Preston Smith answers.
Let's see what the winning time for Benjamin Davis is in lane 3, 4:54.95. And getting second was Leon Dos Remedios in lane 6 in a 4:56.95.
He closed with a 28.05, fastest split.
Heat 3. In lane 1 will be Sean Diffenderfer, 14-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 2, Angus McDonald, 14-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 3, Anakin Fisher, 14-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 4, Owen Dankert, 14-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 5, Connor Carlisle, 14-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 6, Adam McCurdy, 14-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 7 is Judith Ben Winchester, 14-year-old from Team Ohio. And in lane 8, Owen Lindsay, the 13-year-old from Team Indiana, with the meet record being 4:41.97.
Owen Dankert, your leader, has had a very, very strong meet. He's very comfortable on the way out. He's going to really have to break away from the field on the second half of the 500 to go 4:41. Let's see how he sets up his race. Setting up the race well over in lane number 6 is McCurdy, who's had an amazing meet as well.
Dankert leading in lane 4 through 100 yards. Time to beat 4:54.95.
So athletes in this particular heat, they look a lot more relaxed on the front half. I mean, really building into it, taking a little bit of a different tack of relaxed breathing on the front part of the race and not getting caught too much in race mode on the first 100. Goal here is for Owen is try to hold 28 lows or 27 highs as he gets to the back half of the race. Keep an eye on lane number 3 over there. That's Anakin Fisher from Wisconsin. He is now inched into second.
Dankert the leader through 200 yards, lane 4.
28.27, 149.60 at the 200. Starting to build. Here's your leader, Owen Dankert. Lane number 6, Adam McCurdy starting to build through the race as well.
And McCurdy battling Fisher for second here.
28.27 for your leader on his last 50 split.
He's halfway, a little past halfway, Dankert.
.28.52 for Dankert. He's at a 246.39 at the 300. Quite a race going on over there. It looks like lanes 2 and 3 really picking it up from Michigan and Wisconsin. That's McDonald in 2 and Fisher in 3. Racing Adam McCurdy over here in 6.
Yep. Good three-way battle for second behind Dankert.
28.47 for Dankert. Got to stay strong in this middle part of the race.
100 yards left for Dankert at the starting block end this time. Looks like McCurdy and Fisher pretty much dead even for second.
3:43.65 for Dankert. He's going to have to mentally push himself through the back half of this race here. Now, he doesn't have anybody right with him to race, so he's got to really stay engaged. The coaches are on both sides of the pool trying to keep him on pace. Curdy answering back here with a strong last 100 here.
Bell there for Dankert.
See what Dankert can bring home. The record's 4:41.97. He's got a shot at it. McCurdy kicking it in. 28.62 for his split. That's the fastest split in the pool on that 50. 4:41.97.
I say he's got a good shot out of here. Dankert to the wall. Yes, another new meet record. 4:40.31 for Owen Dankert.
No, McDonald, 27.11, takes second for Michigan.
4:40.31 from Dankert, new meet record for Team Indiana there, from Team Indiana. Second place is Angus McDonald, comes from off the pace from Michigan, as Tony said, to get second. 4:45.98, his second place time. He was in lane 2. 11-12 girls up next, 500-yard freestyle, heat 1. Lane 1 will be Anja Naimo, 12-year-old Team Minnesota. Lane 2 is Madeline Gow, 11-year-old Team Minnesota. Lane 3, Madison Ensing, 11-year-old Team Michigan. Lane 4, Lillian Borkowski, 12-year-old Team Kentucky. Lane 5 is Lily Baber, 12-year-old Team Minnesota. Lane 6, Ella Cabbage, 12-year-old Team Michigan. Lane 7, Kaylee Vandervelden, 12-year-old Team Kentucky. And in lane 8 is Alois Mercer, 11-year-old from Team Kentucky.
Meet record 5:04.42, set back in 1997 by Anna Stroll from Ohio. One of the tough distance swimmers back in her day. At the 100, lane number 6. That's Ella Cabbage from Michigan. She splits a 32.75, fastest split in the pool. Ella comes in with a seed time of 5:45.29. She's a 12-year-old from Team Michigan. In second, lane number 3, that's Madison Ensing from Team Michigan. So 2 Michigan teammates going head-to-head here in the first heat of 11-12 500 freestyle. At the 200, Ella Cabbage, 2:09.57, your leader. $33.26 for that split. Ella looking very long and strong here as she approaches the halfway mark. breeze by ladder, breeze to both sides. Quick breath out of her right side there before going into the turn. Still holding 33s at the halfway point. Your leader, Ella Cabbage, 3:17.89, 33.50 on that split. Her teammate over there in lane number 3, that's Madison Ensing at a 35.44. She's a 3:23.43. She's in second in heat number 1. Remember, the 11, 12-year-olds are swimming all heats against their own age group and gender. No combined heats as we did in the 1650. Ella Cabbage still hanging strong, under 34 seconds for all her splits so far. Coming on strong over there at the top of your screen, that's Anya Naimo from Minnesota. Trying to fight for second place in the heat. 400 split down, 34.06 for Ella Cabbage. Hanging tough in 3 for second. It's Madison Ensing. 35.95. 35.72 for Anya Naimo in third. Bell lap for your leader. Ella Cabbage back down to 33.95. Looks like she's going to be low 5:30s, well ahead of her seed time. Good turn over there, lane number 3, fighting strong is Madison Ensing from Michigan. 33.92 for Madeline Gow from Minnesota, having a good last half. Winner of Heat 1, Ella Cabbage from Team Michigan. 5:31.30. Great swim. Wire to wire. In second, another Team Michigan swimmer. 5:44.08 for Madison Ensing, and in third, Anya Naimo at 5:46.08. This is Heat 2 of the 11-12 Girls 500 Freestyle. Lane 1, Julia Bowl, Team Ohio. Lane 2, Emma Meyer, 11-year-old from Team Wisconsin in 2. Amy Hugh. Lane 3, Team Wisconsin, 12-year-old. Lane 4, Jennifer Barajas, 12-year-old from Team Indiana. Lane 5, Hannah Gergel, 11-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 6, Jordan Laba, 12-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 7, Lily Inkman, 12-year-old from Team Wisconsin. And in lane 8, Anna Gregg, 11-year-old from Team Ohio. Heat 2, 11-12 Girls 500 Freestyle. Time to beat, 5:31.30.
Lead at the 100 here is Hannah Gergel. 100.60 is what she went out in.
Hannah 31.96 Fastest split in the pool right now. Looks like Jordan Laba over here in 6 started to inch ahead, but keep an eye on lane number 1 at the top of your screen. Julia Bowl from Ohio, who's in 2nd. Fastest split goes to Jordan Laba at 32.23. Jennifer Barajas starting to move up. Team Indiana in 4. At the 200, your leader, lane number 6, Jordan Laba. 32.41 on that split. 33.90 for Hannah Gergel. Making a little move there. 33.92 for Lily Inkman. You see some of the athletes starting to make a move as they go into the halfway point. It's like Jordan Laba, 32.65, fastest split in the pool. Second fastest split goes to Jennifer Barajas from Indiana, 33.05. Started to make a move there for 2nd.
Barajas in the middle of the pool in lane 4. Looks like 300 yards complete now for Jordan Laba, the leader, lane 6.
Still holding under 33 seconds per 50 split. 3:11.44, 300. Meet records 5:04, again and set back in 1997.
And the battle for 2nd, still pretty good. You got lane 1, Bowl, and lane 4, Barajas.
Coach is still pretty engaged here as the meet starts to wind down. It's been a fast and furious start to the day, finishing off with the 500s.
So with 100 yards left for Jordan Laba this time, starting block in. Leader, lane 6 from Team Michigan.
33.56.
Looks like they rang the bell early for one of the swim for
Whoopsie.
Barajas.
Well, maybe she'll kick it in early then. Whoopsie. You're right. She'll look at the lap counter, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those leftover Christmas bells, I guess.
Okay, bell here for the leader, Jordan Laba. 2 laps to go. Barajas gets a second bell ring in 2nd place in lane 4.
Kept going. 33.00 was the fastest split in the pool by Jordan Laba. Her best time on the paper was 5:31.47.
So Lava's going to take the win here in Heat 2, 11-12 girls 500-yard freestyle in lane 6. Time of 5:22.99.
That's the time to beat.
Barajas goes a 5:26.56 to get 2nd, and Bowl got 3rd, 5:29.03. That'll bring us to Heat 3 now. In lane 1, we'll have Avery Ludke, 12-year-old from Team Minnesota. Lane 2 is Lindsey Bowen, 12-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 3, Nina Newton, the 12-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 4, Lexi Ward, 12-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 5, Emma Schumacher, 12-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 6 is Abby Miller, 12-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 7 is Haley McDonald, the 12-year-old from Team Kentucky. And lane 8, Bridget Coro, 12-year-old from Team Wisconsin. As Tony said, it's a record that's been around a while, 1997, 5:04.42 meet record.
for Lexi Ward, going up pretty aggressively on the first 100 here.
Ward a big lead already. At the 100 mark, already over a body length lead in lane 4 from Team Indiana.
Sometimes athletes just like being out front. Let's see how this affects the back half of the race as well. Lane number 5, Emma Schumacher from Indiana, along with lanes 6 and 7. That's Abby Miller and Haley McDonald. Abby from Ohio, McDonald from Kentucky.
It's like the lap counter for Ward needs to get the correct number. Hope she's counting her, counting herself. He's off.
Now he's looking at everybody else.
He's caught up now.
All right, 200 mark, 158.04, 30.49 for Lexi Ward. Gonna have to hold right at that 31 mid-range. Actually, some good closing speed at the end. Looks to be chasing this next 50 pretty strong at the halfway point. Still 30.77. Sometimes you look at athletes and they try harder, but their strokes, sometimes they don't catch as much water. They're not as fluid. And they're putting the effort forth. They're just not going faster. When they get out of the pool and they go, what happened? I said, I'm really trying hard. And sometimes breaking away from what you do best does not make you go faster.
So impressive swim so far by Ward here in lane 4. Good battle behind her for second here, lane 6, 7, and 8. They're all battling for second.
All right, 30.84 for Ward. She's under 3 minutes, 2:59.7 at the 300. She's got a 2:04 in her. On this last 200. A little hesitation on that turn, 30.83. Still on pace. And second now is lane 7, Haley McDonald from Kentucky. Could be on pace for another meet record.
Yeah, this would be a older meet record, that maybe the oldest meet record we've seen broken this weekend, I think, if it is broken.
It's right at it.
100 yards left for Lexi Ward, the leader in lane 4.
All right, she's 4:01. She split her 31.15 there. Got a little wiggle room here to go 5:04. She's got to be on to 1:03.
Bell this time by Ward, trying to break a 23-year-old record.
30.7, definitely on pace here. She's got the legs.
Some excitement here in the building here. Lexi Ward charging towards the finish now. New meet record for Lexi Ward in the 11-12 girls 500-yard freestyle and a winning time of 5:01.08, new meet record. Once again, a 23-year-old meet record she just broke there from 1997. Second place, McDonald, in a time of 5:11.71. Next up, 11-12 boys, 500-yard freestyle in Heat 1. In lane 1, we'll have Brady Buch, 11-year-old from Team Michigan. Lane 2, Sam Campbell, 11-year-old Team Michigan. Lane 3 is Charlie Gatewood, 12-year-old Team Kentucky. Lane 4, Gavin Potter, 12-year-old Team Minnesota. Lane 5, Nathan Carr, 12-year-old Team Minnesota. Lane 6, Brody Lapine, 12-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 7 is Colin Domaraki, 12-year-old from Team Michigan. And in lane 8, Andrew Linden, a 12-year-old from Team Minnesota. Lengths of the pool.
If there's any doubt, we would have fast swims at the end of the meet. That question's been answered.
Early lead here, Heat 1, lane 5, Nathan Carr from Team Minnesota. At the 200-yard mark here. Carr is going to be the leader ahead of his teammate, Team Minnesota teammate in lane 4, Gavin Potter is in second.
Looks like we got a challenge from lane number 4. Gavin Potter, as you mentioned, he came in with a 5:37.76 as his seed time on paper. He's got the fastest split by about 1/10 of a second there, 33.53 for Gavin. Andrew Linden at the bottom of your screen. That looks like Nathan Carr answered back a little bit. He's not giving up yet, is he?
No, he's not. Still early in this race.
Again, keep an eye on lane 8, bottom of your screen. Andrew Linden, he splits 33.27. Gavin Potter splits 32.99. Those are the two fastest splits on that 100.
Potter a slight lead in lane 4 right now.
$33.22 for Potter. Fastest split in the pool. You're trying to fight for second now. Andrew Linden at the bottom of your screen. 1 at the top of your screen, 8 at the bottom.
Yeah, Linden perhaps trying to reel in the early leader in this race, Nathan Carr. As Potter leading now in lane 4 with 100 yards left. He's from Team Minnesota. Heat 1 here, 11-12 boys, 500-yard freestyle. Bell this time for Potter, the leader. Gavin Potter from Team Minnesota. There's the bell for second and third. Battle for second rages on. Carr in 5 and Linden in 8. So 1 length of the pool left for Gavin Potter. He'll set the time to beat. And for Potter, the winning time will be 5:24.89. Second place went to Linden in lane 8, 5:28.26. And getting third with a 5:28.29 was Nathan Carr. In heat 2, 11-12 boys 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we'll have Hayden Beckham, 12-year-old from Team Kentucky. Lane 2 is Jameson Punzel, 12-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Lane 3 is Brad King, 11-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 4 is Misha Makavarani, 12-year-old from Team Indiana. Lane 5, Austin Carpenter, 12-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 6, Vincent Howe, the 12-year-old from Team Indiana. Lane 7, Evan Tack, 12-year-old from Team Michigan. And lane 8 is Eli Wickman, the 12-year-old from Team Wisconsin.
Your leader at the 100, your early leader, Brad King from Ohio, 58.78. He's over at lane number 3 from the top of your screen. See how this race unfolds as we get up to the 200 and 250 mark. The field starting to build into the 200 now. We got 4 or 5 swimmers right now building into the halfway point. See how the second half of this 500 breaks out. Lane number 6 over here is Vincent Howe. Inching up close to the lead. See who gets their feet on the wall first. Vincent Howe is your leader. Looked like we had someone stop over there in lane number 3.
So Howe leading in lane 6 here at the halfway mark.
Makabarini from Indiana also coming on strong. Let's see who has the fastest split here going into the 300 mark. Fastest seed times were just under 5:30 on paper going into this heat. All right, so Vincent Howe, 33.53. Makabarini, 33.03. And Jameson Punzel, 33.00. Up there at Team Wisconsin, lane number 2.
Yeah, we may have a get down to the closing stage of this race, looking like a pretty good three-way battle, perhaps.
I think they all see each other at this point. If not, I'm sure the coaches will point him out.
So you've got Punzel in 2. You've got Macavarani in 4 and Howe in 6.
It's like Punzel and Macavarani picked up their paces. They're 32.15 for Punzel and 32.59 for Macavarani. So they are really building into this back half. Punzel with a slight edge.
100 yards to go this time.
Punzel gets to the wall first. Looks like Howe's answering back right now.
That'll be the bell lap. And officially, it's Punzel in lane 2 with the lead, with 50 to go.
Punzel and Howe.
Yeah, they. Well,
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Put your heads down. Let's go, guys.
Back too, but I think it might be Howe here at the finish.
Did.
Vincent Howe wins Heat 2 in a time of 5:18.68. To the 5:19.07 of Jamison Punzel to get second. That'll bring us to our final race of the competition here shortly. Third and final heat. 11-12 boys, 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we'll have Joshua Northup, 12-year-old from Team Kentucky. Lane 2, Mason Cruz, 12-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 3, Luke Axline, 12-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 4, Louis Zhang, 12-year-old Team Indiana. Lane 4 is Jari Zhu, 12-year-old Team Minnesota. Lane 6 is Jake Lloyd, 11-year-old from Team Ohio. Lane 7, Clark Coyle, 12-year-old from Team Kentucky. And Lane 8, Sam Wolf, the 12-year-old from Team Wisconsin. Your meet record is 4:56.76. 11-12 boys, 500-yard freestyle.
Well, this is one of Louis Zhang's favorite races here. Just learning to swim it, but seems to get better every time that he does. You saw him close out 200 freestyle earlier in the day. We're going under 5 minutes and 4:56. That's a tough record set by Kate Oliver back in 16. Lewis kind of broke through last year and just seems to be getting faster every season. He's a 29.26, 56.4 at the 100. Luke Axline right next to him at 30.00. .1. If he can hold right in there, he's got to be able to work the middle part of that race a little stronger. At 4:56, when we've seen a lot of great closing last 50s today, haven't we?
Yep, and that have resulted in meet records too.
That's what may come to play here.
Zhang through 200 yards now, leader in lane 4.
30.82, 157.89 at the 200. Having a nice swim in lane number 5. Jari Zoo, Minnesota.
And Mason Cruz or Luke Axline in second in lane 3.
Last race of the day, nothing to save it up for, right?
No
Not
reason.
sure Lewis has ever been under 5 minutes, so that'd be a pretty good goal as well. Your 300 coming up. He's still under 3 minutes, still under the 00 mark at 2:59.32.
Axline in second, and in lane 5 you got Zhu.
All right, Lewis looks like he's trying to pick up the pace just a little here. $31.0 for that split.
Five laps left for Lewis.
$30.8 for Lewis. 100 to go. Gonna have to come home under a minute if he wants to break 5 minutes. Let's see what kind of closing speed he's got.
Starting to pull away from the other two contenders with the 50 to go. Louis Zhang.
30.28. See a little sprint speed here. He's giving it a go. Got to go all out here on this last 25. Legs and arms. Legs and arms. 4:59 or 5:00. What do we
got?
got?
A chance of going under 5 minutes here. Let's see if he can do it.
What do you get?
And he does. 4:59.64 for Louis Zhang to win the final event of the competition, the 11-12 boys 500-yard freestyle.
He's excited about breaking 5 minutes.
Luke Axline from Ohio gets second, 5:05.03. And in third will be Jari Zhu, 5:08.83. I want to take a second and thank our helpers here today, who camera operators and production truck help. McKenna Barr, Catherine Barr, and Fang Fang for their help today and yesterday as well. As we have wrapped up the competition here at the 36th Annual 2020 Mid-States 14 and Under All-Star Championship, sponsored by Speedo.
Do a little recap.
Yeah, I mean, it was a certainly a great weekend with a lot of records, 13 total records for the 2 days combined. And Tony, today, 8 new meet records today alone, 6 individual, 2 relays yesterday. We had 5 meet records. So 10 individual and 3 relay meet records for the entire weekend.
We'll check the team scores out. I'm not sure they're updated just yet after the – hang on.
And as you said, some of those meet records today, swimmers had to have outstanding closing final 50 times to get those meet records, which was accomplished. Let's take a look at the combined team scores here at the 2020 Mid-States All-Star Championships. Team Indiana will be the champion, 3,817 and .25 points. Second place, Team Ohio, 2,992.25 their score. Third place, Team Minnesota, 1,995.5 points. Fourth place, Team Wisconsin, 1,987.25. And fifth place, Team Michigan, 1,773.5 points. And in Kentucky, sixth place, 1,711 and .25 was their total score.
Quite a weekend. Every time you think the new year comes in, we're looking at the 500s at the very end of the meet, wondering whether there's going to be excitement or not, and we're seeing records fall.
Yep.
You're seeing kids hitting their own milestones. So this meet never fails to excite the athletes from beginning to end. It's a great team concept event. I think there's a lot to be proud of in all the LSCs. So when they're traveling home, it's really building into the back half of the season.
And all our broadcasts will be archived on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel. You can go back and watch them anytime you want. And we've got teams concluding with their cheers here to wrap up the meet here this weekend at the IU Natatorium. And so that'll wrap up our coverage here on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel as well. It was a great weekend of swimming. Lots of records set for the Executive Director of Indiana Swimming, Tony Young. I'm Eric Eaton saying so long, everyone, from the IU Natatorium, and thanks for watching.